Yeah, today I am going to deal with Indian Contract Act 1872. In fact, the law relating to contracts it is governed by the Indian Contract Act 1872 and it came into force from 1st September 1872. It extends the whole of India except the state of Jammu and Kashmir. In fact, this act originally contains 266 sections. Sections 1 to 75 deal with general principles and the remaining section 76 to 123 deals with sale of goods which is repealed and replaced by the Sale of Goods Act 1930 and sections 124 to 238 deal with certain specific contracts like contracts of indemnity and guarantee, contracts of bailment and pledge, so on and so forth. Yeah. Today we are going to deal with the meaning of the contract. The term contract is derived from the Latin word contractum, which means drawn together. That means here two parties are there. Assume that A and B, they will come together, they will come to an understanding and they will sign the agreement. That means they are coming to a mutual understanding. It is an agreement entered into between two or more persons or parties subject to certain terms and conditions for a lawful consideration. Let us recapitulate. The contract is derived from the Latin word contractum, which means drawn together. In fact, it is an agreement entered into between two or more persons or parties subject to certain terms and conditions for a lawful consideration. In a contract, there should be minimum two persons. However, in certain contracts like contract of guarantee, there are three parties, namely principal debtor, creditor, guarantor and surety. That means whenever two persons come together, they enter into a contract, that is assumed that they are submitting their obligations to the court of law. Let us see an example. Here A and B, two persons are there, they enter into an agreement. Here A promises B to sell his house for rupees 50,000 and B accepts to purchase it for the said amount. That means here two persons are there, A is there, B is there. They are coming to an agreement that A is going to sell his house and B is going to purchase the house. Now it is said to be a contract between A and B for a lawful consideration. That means A is selling the house, in return he is getting money. It is the consideration for A. B is purchasing the house and he is getting the house. That means it is his consideration. Yeah. In fact, in a contract, as we know that there are two parties. Remember, definitely in a contract, minimum there should be two parties. So, they are known as promisor or offerer. So, in fact, A is the promisor or offerer. He is going to offer his house. The other party is promisee or acceptor. That means in a contract, two parties will be there. The party who is offering is known as offerer and other party who is accepting that offer is a acceptor. Let us take the previous example. In the above example, A and B entered into an agreement. The agreement is enforceable and hence it is a contract. Here we have to know the meaning of enforceability. Enforceability means if one party fails to perform their legal obligation, the other party can file a suit against him for the fulfillment of the obligation. So, a contract, to be a contract, it should be an agreement enforceable by law. So, here we are seeing the meaning of the term agreement. So, contract means an agreement enforceable by law. Let us see the meaning of an agreement. Agreement means offer plus acceptance. That means two parties will be there. One party is offering, another party is accepting. Here A is offering and B is accepting the same. So, here agreement is there. Now, coming to next point, now what is a contract? So, contract is equal to agreement plus enforceability. That means agreement should be there, it should be enforceable by the courts of law. That means if any party fails to fulfill his obligation, the other party can go to the court, file a suit, and he can enforce the contract. Enforceability means enforceable by the courts of law. Assume that in the previous example, A and B entered into a contract for sale of the house. If any person breaches his contractual obligation, the other person can approach the court. For same example, if A enters into an agreement for sale of AK-47 rifles, even though there is an agreement, it cannot be enforced in the courts of law. Why? Entering into an agreement for sale of AK-47 rifles is illegal agreement, unlawful agreement. Hence, it is unenforceable in the courts of law. In fact, in an agreement, there must be at least two parties will be there, and there must be a proposal or offer from one person or party, and this offer must be accepted from the other person or party. So, now we have understood that what is an agreement. Agreement is equal to offer plus acceptance. Offer means the person who is offering, and acceptance means the person who is accepting the offer. So, contract is equal to agreement plus enforceability. We have seen the meaning of enforceability. Enforceability means enforceable in the courts of law. Courts will help you. That is known as enforceability. Yeah. Let us see the meaning of the term agreement. Section 2C of the Indian Contract Act defines agreement. Let us analyze the definition. Every promise and every set of promises forming the consideration for each other is an agreement. Again I am reading. Every promise and every set of promises forming the consideration for each other, it is an agreement. That means promise should be there and consideration should be there. That means to constitute an agreement, there must be at least how many parties? Minimum two parties, and there must be a proposal or offer from one person, and there must be an acceptance from the other person. Let us take the previous example. Previous example, what happens? A offered to sell his house and B accepted to purchase the same. A is called offerer and B is known as acceptor. A is called as offerer and B is known as acceptor. Now, this proposal or offer becomes promise when it is accepted. Now, we have already analyzed this definition. To constitute an agreement, how many parties should be there? There must be at least two parties. So, minimum two parties. Even a contract can be entered into with more than two parties. If a contract is entered into between two parties, it is known as bipartite contract. If it is entered into between two or more persons, it's a tripartite contract. So there must be at least two parties should be there. One party makes a proposal or offer and other party accepts this offer. So to constitute a contract, there must be at least two parties. One person is making the proposal or offer and other person is accepting the proposal or offer for a lawful consideration. Remember, unlawful consideration does not satisfy the conditions of enforceability. Now, to recapitulate, agreement is equal to offer plus acceptance and contract is equal to agreement plus enforceability. So, in a contract, section 2H of the Indian Contract Act 1872 defines the contract as an agreement enforceable by law. Thus, for the formation of a contract, there must be an agreement. Then agreement should be enforceable by law. In a contract, two persons will be there. The person who is proposing is known as offerer and other person who is accepting your proposal is known as acceptor. This should be for lawful consideration.